welcome to the HJR Insights Terror Show Q&A. And I'm Katie Oshibaniza with Harmonizing Journey to Realignment seminar and series. And this here is Louis Oxley, fellow Gridkeeper, and knowledgeable very much too of Helonic science. Does his own work, and we'll down the road be doing more and be more vocal about what he's doing. So anyway.
Yes. The HJR Insights and Purpose and Meaning. So today we're going to be examining the reality we as humanity have been creating. What are the current narratives being played out? What is the history and the mechanics being used? And we'll be also examining what do we want to keep and what do we want to change within our hologram and the wider planet as a whole. We'll be asking ourselves how we can support what we want to keep and how we can effectively shift out of what we do not want to keep in a win-win situation for everyone. The tools we'll be using, both tarot and astrology, are technologies we as eternal beings have created to navigate our way through the light body outer dimming universe. The ability to see with clarity in how we are not separate but an intrinsical part or intricate part of the whole world of the whole
universe. I told you, I warned you.
And we'll be using these tools from a Kalanta perspective with our guardian clan family. And the questions that will be asked, let's go for it.
So, first question is, what did I do with that? Oh, here we are. You want to read the first question?
So the first question is, what is the status of Vortex number 6 in the Caucasus Mountains in Russia?
So a vortex would be considered the equivalent to what a chakra would be in the body. And it's also connected into dimension 6. So our pineal, or vision. I would think how that would correlate with the planet itself. I guess the planet's ability to
anchor in the higher frequencies, because you've got, so each vortex
I was
connects
just
into a
trying to, they all anchor the higher frequencies. I was trying to think, how would you correlate? I mean, with the human, that's pretty easy. It has to do with the pineal and vision, but I was just kind of interested. I just realized, I don't know if I know the answer. I guess that could be another question. But anyway, our first question is that we're really looking at, what is the status of Vortex 6 in the Caucasus Mountains in Russia? Is it active? Is it not active? What kind of condition is it? Looking at?
I suppose the reason I'm asking this question is because with vortexes, they have an opening and a closing cycle. And I think it was supposed to open around 2007, 2008 time, but that kind of got a bit derailed and pushed ahead as far as I remember. But it was supposed to close in 2025, but again, with the war in Russia and Ukraine going off and
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. And we remember, and we had the trumpets, right? That messed with
we did.
Right. So we don't know what the hell that's going on with all the vortexes, all the planetary effects. But yes, that's interesting. What is the status?
I was kind of worried for a little bit as well, because if the vortexes don't, if they stay open too long or they have to be closed very rapidly, it can create something like a pole shift and all this other. So shit can get quite bad.
Well, this is interesting. So the main card is
The death.
And then we have underneath it, we have the Empress, and then we have the Queen of Cups. Okay. These two cards aspecting this main card. So in regards to the condition status of the Vortex 6 on Earth in the Caucasus Mountain area in Russia, it's going through a major transition. So it could be, you could say it's in the process of closing. It could even be in the process technically of dying, but it's more changing to never be the same. Whatever way that this vortex was before, it's changing to be something completely different than what it was before. Now, so then the other two cards are going to give up, and also this is a slow moving card. So it's also saying it's about halfway through its transformation, and this transformation is very slow. So in other words, I'm going to say, no, it hasn't closed yet. If that, if it even had opened, but let's just say it did open. And I would say it's not closed yet, and it's halfway through, but it's not closed yet because it's going through a transformation of some sort, which is kind of hopefully a good thing, because these cards underneath are well, this is a really good card. This is kind of a so-so card, but with this being first, aspecting the second card kind of makes her a bit more positive. So she tends to represent the earth energies, fertility, nature, nurturing, prosperous, having your needs met, things working out really well in a planetary way. So I'm going to say that that vortex is transforming in a very positive way. And then when we look at and becoming, again, more that area of the world, even though right now it looks like Shitsville, it's actually getting better. It's going to be better off, whatever's going on. So whatever this quote unquote so-called war in with Russia and Ukraine, which Terabardini gets, it's been over for a long time ago, and is actually clearing out deep state out of I just said it too, or in why can't I remember that country with?
Ukraine.
Ukraine. The war in Ukraine is really cleaning out deep state players and how the deep states used that geographical area for some really nasty stuff. That's being cleaned out. And Russia and Ukraine are really the same people for the most part. Yes, there's variations and differences, but they're still family. There's a lot of Russians that are in Ukraine. I think there's probably a lot of Ukrainians that are in Russia. They've been living there for thousands of years, right? They need to stop being silly. Yeah. That's my opinion. They don't have to all be Russian. They don't have to all be under Ukrainian law, right? Or Russian law. But they can find their own way as individual countries. But they're still kind of the same. Anyway, they're part of originally what was Stargate 6 and the Caucasus Mountain people of the Indo-Europeans. All right. The Queen of Cups. So this would be more so she has to do with, well, royalty, status, water, emotions, intuition. So, and really to me, as my kind of personal feel, is that part of the world, particularly Russia, they're very much, they speak from the heart. They're very much into art and music. They got a little screwed with the Soviet
The communism.
Communist sicko stuff. But the people themselves are literature, music, art, speaking from the heart. Probably where Europe got its romance languages was really started in. So there really are heart people. And this is going to help bring more of that back. And kind of another little added tidbit from a esoteric initiation science evolutionary epoch information is, according to the Masonic order of initiation science, you could say esoteric Christianity science, that the current epoch is a dramatic English epoch that we're in the middle of. That's going to transition when we go into more of what's considered the Aquarian age. We're not there yet. It's like really technically another 1,000 years before we're really into the Aquarian age. We're in the crossover points. The epochs tend to cross over each other. So as one is transitioning out and becoming decadent and old and more magnetic, denser, and the new spark of energy coming in is lighter, you have a crossover of the two try to fit together. Where actually Russia is going to be the energetic consciousness of what we quote unquote consider Russian is spirit is going to be embodied in the new epoch in the future of the brotherly love. Another aspect of what's called the Philadelphia's brotherly love of the next epoch. And that also connects into, which would make sense, connecting into dimension 6, 4, 5, well, 4, 5, and 6, but kind of moving, fully embodying density harmonic universe 2, which we were really supposed to transition into by this point. We should have been in harmonic universe 2, technically. So that makes sense of that transition of that consciousness, and being able to be a visionary and see into the depths of things. So that again with dimension 6 with the pineal being a visionary. So that, and also she would be a mistress, master of working with the pineal. He is highly evolved intuitively, very, very psychic, and very emotional. So that's really lining us up for the next evolutionary stage of development. So hopefully this answered your question.
Thank you.
Okay, so next, you want to read our next question?
Yeah. What will Andy Durnham's first year as Prime Minister of Britain look like?
And you said he's going to be starting when?
Well, Keir Starmer's is going to leave office Monday or next Monday, so it's been reported, and then
It's been reported. So you sure he's been? I guess he was voted out, right? Or he did whatever the paperwork was and everything he needed to do to.
Yeah, the new leader's already
right.
been
I remember
elected.
that. Yeah,
We're just in the transition.
Yeah. Okay, good. That's right. I remember that. All right. So, what will Andy Burnham's first year as Prime Minister of Britain look like? So, I almost wonder, although the answer is probably yes, but anyway, we'll see. Like, is he going to be working for the White Hats, so to speak, of
No.
the Alliance? Is he going to be working for the deep state? Is he just going to try to do his own thing? Is he going to actually be effective? All kinds of areas that could come out.
The hint is in the name Burnham. It's gonna just burn everything down, and not in a bloody good way.
Or he's part of the wake up call, another level of the wake up call for y'all.
Yeah.
To finally kind of get a clue.
This is what we need.
As communist as you are. There will definitely be, well, this is interesting because the two cards underneath are actually positive. The nine of wands. Can you see the card pretty good when I do that? Nine.
Yeah, I just can't see the top. I can see the image.
And this is interesting because this is a card of a warrior who has worked his way through a lot. He's fought his way through a lot. He's accomplished a lot. He's very exhausted, but he's almost made it through to the end, right? Because nines are somewhat of a completion, but not complete because the 10 is a completion.
Yeah.
And ready to start something new. So it's really close.
It certainly worked his way up. He started as an MP and he was going to try to get elected. He never got elected the first time, so then he downgraded himself from an MP, which would be a representative in American politics, into just a mayor position of a big city, of a main city called Manchester. Then now, since the whole shit show's kind of occurred, they've had to, because there's nobody within the Labour Party that can really take the position. They haven't got any absolute talent, so they've had to go outside of the freaking of the people that have been elected entirely, that have taken someone outside and brought them in, which has caused an even bigger ruckus because he's technically not even been elected.
So in
But
other
no,
words, that would make sense. There's a lot of stress around him. He's pushing and working it. Everybody's working and working it, but he's really, yeah, yeah.
but again, he's on a ticking time bomb because people are just like they're wanting to light a fuse almost if he does anything wrong. Kind of
I'm
feel a
gonna
bit sorry
say
for
with
him.
this card, he's on the Trump team, or not the Trump team. He's on the Earth Alliance team. Definitely, or you could say he's capitulated, considering this is kind of a darker card. So could be that he's capitulated. So either way, he's working for under somebody, or working for somebody. Now, oops, okay, so this was the Six of Cups.
Okay.
And then we have the Sun card. And if I was Tara by Janine, we'd say him getting in that position also has something to do with the money system. And I'm getting a yes on that, actually. So there's something about him being in that position that's going to, in some way, over the next year or months, help with getting the new money system up and running publicly. It's been in the background underneath as the old system has been going down. The new system's been coming up, but to get the new system up and running, we had to get rid of the deep state power controls various. That's been the war in Ukraine. That's definitely been what's been going on in Iran. Okay, I mean Iran. Oh my God. Oh, they're such wonderful people. No, they're not wonderful people, and they are nasty, and they've been used. They're the deep state really have been using them for a lot of things. Their oil, I'm sure other things, and yeah. So that's been dealing with all of that. We're finally to the point of getting that kind of stuff finally taken care of, because until it's taken care of, you cannot have a healthy, organic money system up and running when you've got with humans, and then another word could be trafficking and little onesies and all kinds of stuff. Okay, like that. Has to end. Okay. Which, again, maybe that's hard, can also mean children. So it's definitely, I think, part of getting it. So I'm not saying it's going to look really wonderful and be really great, but it's part of things moving forward. And again, part of that is y'all, England, you guys, Britain, you're sleeper noodles, just like the US. US is wokey dokey villers, okay? Communists.
It's certain. I'll tell you
Need to
this.
figure out. Stop it. It's never worked ever. Every country that ever has anything to do with socialist democracies, if you want to word it that way, it's the same thing as communism, just with a different little slant to it, but it's the same results. The countries fall apart. The people degrade. No, I don't think
Degrade.
What?
Degrade.
Yeah.
Is that the word?
I don't know. I think I was in the process of making a new word. Denigrate?
It's deliberate.
Yeah. So
I'll certainly say he has announced that he wants to decompartmentalize London as the pillar club hub of the UK, and he wants to move all these various different aspects over to all other parts of the country, which is interesting. It's going to be the first prime minister that's not going to be in the capital.
oh
He's
wow.
actually he's actually moving over to Manchester, which is in the north. So
Okay.
again,
Okay.
a bit weird, but
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Some serious change maybe. Good. All right. Gonna read the next question.
let's go. Question number 3. Will there be public disclosure of inner Earth contact within a year?
Did you say you've been having dreams or visions of seeing that communication?
I've certainly been seeing it with various different world leaders, but I don't know if it was just me seeing it or if it's something.
Okay.
Because weirdly, there was actually a photo of Trump, and it was going around social media saying it was talking to these alien beings. Now, when I kind of looked into that photo, I was getting those one alien beings specifically. They weren't even inner Earth beings or like a band, but weirdly, looking at the photo, I kind of felt like the photo itself wasn't real, but the whole, what would I call it? The whole scenario wasn't a far off scenario of what's actually happening, so to speak.
Say that last little bit again.
Well, there was a photo going across social media showing that Trump was talking to some
I
weird
got that.
looking.
The last sentence you said, it came out a little mumbled to me.
Oh, the scenario of that photo,
Uh-huh.
even if it's not real, isn't so far-fetched. Because
Isn't
as I was kind of looking into it myself, I was kind of already seeing various world leaders already in cahoots with various inner Earth races. Now the thing is, with inner Earth, you've got two races. You've got the ones that follow the Emerald Covenant and the Guardians, and then you've got the other side that are kind of following the deep state, solar temple initiative agenda type thing.
well, this is interesting. I've got the five of pentacles. So it's not saying yes, at least not publicly. Because actually looking at your vision, it isn't necessarily that it was publicly, it could have been privately. So I would say no, it's not going to be public, that there's communication. Whatever's going on is being kept extremely secret. A lot of illusions, a lot of misinformation, not showing what's really happening. And yeah, they're not going to be public about it. at all. In fact, they're walking away from it in regards to the public. But there could be some communication, but it's not right now. If it is happening, it's probably not.
It's pretty much going to be on a one-on-one communication and privately, either with us, various other people that can connect with them, or.
Now,
But that's
I
unfortunate.
wouldn't be surprised if Trump has made contact or any of his team. I'm sure his team has. I'm sure the alliance, yeah, yes, the alliance has been in contact, but no way in hell is it going to be public. No way in hell is it going to be. All right. Question, just the first part, not the second part.
Are there human cities on Mars?
Because I would say there are cities in Mars, just different, Mars beings.
Yeah.
Are there human cities on Mars? Now, we didn't look at surface versus inner Mars, but let's just say in general, are there human cities on Mars? Yes or no? Yes, yes, yes. Big humongous yes. I would say been there a long time, not something new either, very ancient. Earth is, people are very established, have a strong community on Mars. It may at times be very erratic and a lot of might be heated emotions, heated feeling, or yeah, emotions, very hot at times, maybe even some battles here and there. But yes, yes, yes. All right, you want to read the next question, next part of the question?
If so, are there any slaves in these cities? I'm gonna get a big yes on that. And there's a whole freaking story that goes behind it.
We're assuming we said slaves, human slaves. Well, actually, we'll just say slaves in general. It could be Martian slaves, it could be human slaves, just slave. Any slave is not okay. And I would say kind of part of what the Earth Alliance is doing right now, that they've been doing for a number of years with taking down the deep state. Part of what the deep state was doing with the human, and then another word around, someplace comes as trafficking, is taking care of that, not just here, but off grid. Big yes. That's it. Cool. Yeah. I'm gonna, because it was a yes or no question. Positive major arcanas, yes. Aces, say yes. Um, Major court card, like kings and queens, can be saying yes. But then the next thing I look at is, okay, deciphering more information. So I would say that there's a lot of breeding as well. It's not just that there's slavery going on, it's something where you have many generations, and I'm going to say human slaves on the planet. And I'm going to say maybe can be considered a 50-50 card. Maybe half of the slaves are human. But I also get a feeling that there may be some of them yeah, I just gotta chill on that. But half of them are leaving, being taken away. Could be another way of looking at this card. And this would also be saying not just human, you have other star families, other planetary lineages as well. And yeah, as well. So yes, many generations, probably half have gone, or maybe half are humans, and the rest are from other star systems. I would say I of course didn't look at when we started. I think we started
At 10 past?
oh no, it was
Quarter past?
20 minutes after. You were late to
Was
me.
it?
And then we chitter chatted for a bit, and you
Yeah.
gave me and all that. So I think 20. Maybe one more question. Do you have another question? Or was that your all what you came?
I suppose, do the Guardians have any
Oh,
messages that they would like to convey?
I will do a whole spread. What would our Guardian clan team of all of us that will be the two of us plus those that will be watching in the future would like to share in regards to whatever they'd like to share for humanity in what's going on currently, right? Or did you have more specific? How did you want to word that question?
Yeah, that was perfect. Just really how to navigate.
How to navigate. How does our clan want us? Suggestions our clan has on navigating the days and weeks to come. Particularly in lining up with who we are as eternal beings. We are a spirit living in a biospiritual. Um, First card, which is us. So we need to be active, activating, looking towards the new in things and not the old, really feeling into our inspiration. But at the same time, we want to be discerning, finding balance, taking things maybe a little bit slower at times, and really paying attention to the laws of nature, the laws of the government, our karmic. What is our karmic? What have we been creating karmically? And a lot of people are going to be, especially in general, the public around you, are going to be very focused on their emotions. They're going to be a bit depressed in general. So I'm speaking when we say us, those of us that are a bit more awake and aware and able, that are doing the spiritual work, that are working on our stuff, working on our shadow, aligning with the new crystal spiral, or with the crystal, it's not new, with the crystal spiral, disengaging from the old net reality. Average Joe is not going to be doing that per se, and they're going to be really upset and stressed deeply by things going on. There's going to be a lot of could be military action, could people going out in the street. Yes, we're going out in the streets, being active, being really focused in on themselves. And we're going to be needing to be very active in our own way in terms of mindfulness. Really, when you put these two parts together, and it could also be looking at this, we're also going to be kind of pissed and heated ourselves. And we have to temper it with discernment, balance, stability, paying attention to the karma that we've been creating. Okay. And even the laws in general, and be more respectful where respect is due. And hold off. And that's kind of when we've been doing the monthly energy forecast. It's really kind of been this energy of really focusing within. He is in a yoga pose, so he's intentionally in his position for spiritual or divine inspiration toward his vision, inner vision, enlightened. He becomes enlightened. So we are really in a process right now of working to be enlightened. Slowing down, not moving fast. Okay. Timing, this is also a timing card. We go with the justice card of discernment, karmic discernment. Waiting till the time is right to move forward, whatever it might be that we're in the middle of trying to navigate. And the more that we can do that, and I would even say coming at it at as well, with a bit of a childlike innocence as well. And again, that kind of, when I was sort of getting the feel of with this card and being activated, that kind of open, I want to see with clarity and newness, and seeing things fresh, instead of, because she tends to focus on what the problems and feeling bad and what's happened, and not really, and because she's like this, she's not like this, she's like this, me, for me, I've got this going on. Now there is, of course, the intuitive psychic element of that, but, and again, she's not particularly being aspected negatively, but she's not an enlightened, the outgoing kind of person. She is also one that is withdrawn. And I had this middle card as more of the public, and this more us. So, you want to add anything to that, Lewis?
Really, just to look at everything as it is a new day,
Yes.
because we can look all around us. We can really look all around us, and we can either look at it as a complete junkyard, everything is shit, or we can look at it as, right, it's an opportunity. What can I do with this? Try
Yeah.
not to focus on what we don't have, because everything is quantum, everything can be transmuted, and everything's eternal. Look at everything as it is eternal. Because we are eternal, and that's what we need to just focus on. We need to think of the highest light. We need to think of the highest spiral, because every time and every now and moment there's two spirals. We've either got the lower spiral, which is where the public is probably at, or we got a higher spiral. And being more enlightened, being more focused, being more aware of our thoughts, we can really just be like, right, do you want to choose the higher, or do we want to choose the lower? And we can become a much more informed creator of our whole reality, because that's one of our big superpowers after all. We are creators. When we were created for that very purpose. We just need to remember who we are. And how do we do that? We just keep going inside, because nothing exists out here, it's all inside. And if you are, that's ultimately what we are. Just, oh well, that's a bit warm. Oh well, I'll shut up
It's
now.
having the mindset of the difference between the cup half full and the cup half empty. We've been living, which is not organic and never was in the beginning. We were never this way, but this kind of cups half full, no, excuse me, half empty mindset. We need to get back to the cup is half full mindset. And I think a lot of people are, and we need to get more into that. Thank you.
Can you feel that? It's like there's just a big energy, and it's like it's beating. It's like you can feel it inhaling, and poof, then poof, it's literally just heat.
Mhm.
It's like a full body heat going poof, and it's just expanding even. Anyway, I'll shut up now.
Okay, good. And so I wanted to just, before we concluded, I wanted to just kind of talk a little bit more in general about, speaking on kind of what you're saying, as well as really understanding a little bit deeper level about what harmonizing journey to realignment is about, and really understanding who you are, you know, that you're not this insignificant little physical body on a little tiny planetoid, uh in this big universe, that there's really no other life but what's on this planet. I mean, I just nuts on this planetoid. Okay. um you know, what are you? The power that creates worlds, right? Really getting back to the nuances of that. And understanding, what have been the shadow aspects or blocks in that have been actually in the driver's seat of your life. Because we've been more in general as a humanity. Not that that's an absolute. Obviously, you have people that are not caught so much in the net and been more embodying the new waves that are coming in. But in general, most people have been seeing the world for the most part as the cup half empty instead of half full. And that's partly a lot of that has to do with the shadow aspects, the blocks, the fragmented parts of our being that it's not been that has not been there is something coming in activation wise. Okay, we'll talk later.
Okay.
Or yeah. What are the shadow aspects? Okay, so what's been the fragmented parts that are no longer connected, but can need to be realigned and recalibrated back, and that's what the harmonizing energies of your pillar of peace helps to do. But you got to identify, because half the battle is knowing what's going on, and then the solution always finds itself. But these shadow aspects have actually been more in your body, taking charge, making decisions, creating the world around you than your own eternal soul essence. And that's a lot of what this work has been, clearing that. Oops. What shadow aspect worldview programs do you manifest your world by? So in other words, what you mind matters, and if you've got shadow aspects, programs, planetary programs, even ancestral programs called burdens, karmic burdens, I mean, the list goes on of all these different fragmented parts of our being over many millennia that we've developed that create these worldview programs, and that we've just been running those worldview programs and manifesting that world. Clearing the miasmic energies to see with clarity the world as it, capital I, capital T, is, to make new choices day by day. So really into, you got to clean up the muck. When you clean up the muck, you can see what were the original choices that I made. What was I trying to compensate for and deal with, and make new choices. And this actually came up, Willis, when I was, when you were kind of asking me and talking about you being stressed out at work. And we kind of had a suggestion kind of came along. But I was thinking more about it is we always are looking for, not you, just in all of us do. Everybody does. What, for the most part, what protection techniques can we find that will help us not be feeling hurt, compromised, hit, whatever? And these all mitigate, and they can support our field integrity, but ultimately all the demons are within, not without. Like attracts like. What's going, you have to get going back to the template, going back to the shadow aspects, going back to your holographic template, your manifestation template, what you as Aya developed or created, blueprint, for the multidimensionality domains of this time matrix and beyond, because there's many other levels, but focusing it down on what we created in this time matrix. We have within our template, basically at this point, the good, bad, and the ugly. It's all within our template. It's not outside of us ourselves. We may have aspects that might have billions of years or thousands of years dormant, but at some point it's going to get activated. And I think right now for a lot of us that are actually making the shift and the changes that need to be done to make it to back onto the crystal spiral, we have to have sparked those dormant miasmic bad boys pop so that we can clear them and don't take them with us. And I think that why a lot of the people that are doing this work feel like they're getting their asses handed them day by day, many times, because they kind of are. Because they're kind of really dealing with some heavy shit. I think it's definitely going on. I think that was the last I had. Yeah. And I don't know if you wanted to add anything to that, Luce.
Just a little grounding technique that I've been using at work, and it really just brings me back into my body. And it's just look at 5 things you can see, what 5 things that you can hear, and what 5 things can you feel. That's all you need to do. Just
Getting you back
focus.
in your body is huge.
It is.
That's what I just said. Who's in the driver's seat? If you're out in La La Land because you just been stressed out about whatever, believe me, I spent most of my childhood in La La Land. Something else can be taken over. And so you don't want that. When you're in your body and in the driver's seat, you're going to get fucked with a lot less. And just a reminder about we have private sessions that you can do an introductory session and then work privately one-on-one, going deeper into making that connection, clearing the blocks, making that developing that personal relationship. Also have something called HJR soul realignment sessions, which is really looking at what is kind of your template, your blueprint, what are the major programs blocking you from making alignment, making that connection. And I go in your record and clear it D4 up, but D3 down. Here, you have to make new choices. So there's work that we do to help clean up the miasmics around it. Realigning, we felt great a lot. But then there's a point when we have a homework assignment. We have a homework assignment for 21 days. That takes 21 days to develop a new belief system. But you also have to make new choices. You can't keep making the same choices and expect different outcomes. You have to change. You have to get be activated, open, see the new possibilities, discernment, hold, you get it, and then act and look at the new in an open way. HJR Gridkeepers membership community program for those that would like to work with others to develop together, as well as there's a lot of recorded sessions you can do on your own to develop. And we have a monthly discussion that we can get questions answered and go over that. We've been going over the HJR Gridkeepers handbook. And you can also just utilize the recordings and do your own thing with it, which is fine. Or when you get to the point where you've developed and you want to join the main core group, awesome possums, whatever, with blocks. But there's definitely in building yourself and developing yourself, this is very helpful. And I'm kind of moving through fast. Yeah, I'm going to move through fast. Okay. And then for those that, where's the book? Like me, I like when people talk about their modalities, I like to have a book that I can reference and look through and go through the process. So we have that, as well as if you're a Gridkeeper, you want to get that book. But also, if you just want to get that book into your own, that's fine. And then along with that, the HJR seminar series, we provide digital products for PDFs, audio, and video recordings of HJR journeys and workshops. And I'm offering right now a 10% discount for anybody who wants to purchase any of these digital products. HJR, all caps, and then 10 and 0. That you put in when you go to purchase. And we have a really good journey with accompanying audio for dealing with the shadow aspects. The working also with the tab, the neurolinguistic, NLP neurolinguistic programming. I have a PDF with that's helpful. Also, for those that can go on that particular page, if they, feel they've been doing a lot of their own personal work, they feel pretty connected, they can go through the introductory session on their own, and then they can purchase the HJR Gridkeeper, HJR Beginner's Handbook to have a quicker way to go into the pod space, into connecting into their spirit plasma, spirit body, and kind of nuances and things of what to focus on to connect. And and I will be, as the days and weeks and months progress, I will be getting more content for people. But basically, if you do a private session, you get a lot of certain things are available without having to do that purchase. HJR Gridkeepers is going to have access to whatever is an HJR seminar series. So, but it's tailored to whatever direction you want to go. So, reminder again, 10% discount for the next few months on it. The code is HJR in caps 10. Making an Alania book series, newly inspired sci-fi fantasy series. So those that are more novel, technicals get a little overwhelming, don't want to get into too many big details, but really want to get the heart and soul. These books really get into the heart, soul, and activate, and just it's fun. They're fun, good books. But everybody I pretty much talk to that read the books, they feel like it's activated and awakened them, and they see into deeper aspects of themselves of who they are and what they're about. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Please like this video. It makes a really, really big difference. When you like the video, for other people to be able to get this information in their feed, the more people like, the more YouTube will, in their logarithms, will, bring it up into people's feeds. I also, as well, please share to anyone you think would be interested in this content. That's how we're going to get the word out. Please subscribe to get more of this content. And it's very important to hit the notification button for, again, bulk of these shows are premieres now. So you want to make sure that because with the being premieres, I'm not going to be doing what I was doing before with the lives, putting out notice after notice to try to get people's attention. If you hit the notification button, you should hopefully get a notice of premieres coming on, and then hit the yes, I'm interested, so they will put it in your feed. I am I'm not monetized by YouTube, so donations are greatly appreciated. In fact, this is what I do for how to eat. So yeah, to be able to continue doing this work, donations are greatly appreciated. The donation link will be in the description box below. And this Harmonizing Journey schedule. HJR Insights Tarot Show Energy Forecast for August will premiere on the evening of Tuesday the 28th. Not really sure the time. Again, hit that notification button. Then for August, Mastery of Kilanta episode 10, we'll be looking at the victimizer game, pages 31 through 38. Will premiere on the evening of Tuesday the 4th of August. HJR Insight, the next HJR Insight Tarot Q&A will be premiering on Tuesday, August the 11th. Keep an eye out for that. And then HJR Insights Tarot Show Energy Forecast for September will premiere on the evening of Tuesday, the 25th. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Louis. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful week and 2 weeks before the next time we meet. I will hopefully, fingers crossed, I will get a HJR Insights blog post next Tuesday or sometime next week. And of course, I'm spacing on what I'm looking for right. Oh, it has to do with actually a little bit more information in regards to the shadow aspects, and actually it's a part 2 to my Eye of the Jackal HJR Insight. So, which I probably should put a link with that as well for you guys here. Okay. Love and peace.